while you're watching this video, I highly recommend that you sit at a piano or piano keyboard as we go through this, so it will just kind of make sense. So what we're doing today is we're talking about the C major scale, and we're going to build each triad on the C major scale. Now, to do this, it's when we number it like this, and makes it so much easier. So I started with the music alphabet starting on C. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then I did a little repeat because that's what the music alphabet does. It just keeps repeating. And so then I have them each numbered. So if we started on C, then that's number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice when we get to 8 that it begins repeating there. So 8 is also number 1. And this is true for any major scale. So when you get to 8, it starts over again. So C, D, E, F. Notice the D's are 2s, the E's are 3s, the F's are 4s. Okay, so if we want to build a chord in root position, and that's what we want to do on this, we need to realize that this is so easy. What we end up doing is we just skip a note or a number every single time. So let's look at that. So to make the C triad, we do C, E, G, and that makes the C chord. Now, it just happens to be a major chord because the distance from C to E, if you're looking on the piano keyboard, the distance from C to E is 4 half steps. And the distance from E to G is 3 half steps. And that constitutes a major chord. So that would be C major. And we would label that like this. It would be a capital I. And so that would be C, E, G to make that chord. Okay, so now, also when you think about it, if you were writing this starting at middle C, it would be that little line, middle C line, and then it would go up to E would be the bottom line in the treble staff. And then the next line would be the second line in the treble staff. So C, E, G, those are all on lines. If we started on the treble C, that's a space. And so the E then would be the space above it, and the G would be the space above that. So line, 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 space, space, space. They look like snowmen when you write them on the music. Exactly symmetrical. So the one chord, this is called the tonic, is C, E, G. Okay, let's do number 2. So number 2 starts on D, and we would form it the same way. We're going to skip. So we would do D, F, A. So from D to F, looking at the piano, from D to F is 3 half steps. From F to A is 4 half steps. That is a minor chord pattern. So number 2 then, we would label with 2 little i's like that. And so that would be, I'm using lowercase letters, D, F, A, minor chord. Okay, now let's do number 3. If we start on E and we skip every time, so E, G, B, do that on your piano. You probably already figured out it's a 3 plus 4. This is also a minor chord. So that would be labeled I-ii-i for minor. I'm not going to do all of them because I only have so much room. Okay, so let's go to number 4. Number 4 starts on F, so it's F, A, C. That is a 4 plus 3 pattern of half steps. So that would be labeled I-V because it's major. So that is F, A, C. Okay, let's do the next one. Number 5, G, B, D. What are your half step patterns? 4 plus 3. So it's a major chord. So that's 5. G, B, D. Okay. So let's do 6. 6 starts on A. So it's A, C, E. What's the pattern? It's 3 plus 4. It's minor. Okay, let's do number 7. This is the tricky one. Okay, so when we get to number 7, we go B, D, E. I'm sorry, B, D, F. Okay, so B, D, F. What is the pattern there? The half step pattern. It's 3 plus 3, which tells us that number 7 is a diminished chord. So we would write that like this: 5, 6, 7 with our little diminished O right there. And let's write that one down. So that would be B, D. Oh, let me do them in lowercase, sorry. Okay. B, D, and the last one is F. Okay. So, every single major scale will convert to this pattern. Your 1 chord is going to be a major chord. Your 2 chord is going to be minor. Your 3 chord is minor. Your 4 chord is major. Your 5 chord is major. Your 6 chord is minor. Your 7 chord is diminished. And number 8 takes you back to C, which is 1, which is major. And so now the 1, 4, 5, those are the most commonly used chords in a major key. So in C major, I'm going to be playing C's and F's and G's very often. These other chords may show up and add a little flavor to it, or we may borrow a chord from another major scale pattern and use those too. But predominantly, you're going to be using C's, F's, and G's when you're playing in the key of C, which is built on the C major scale. And they all work this way. It's very symmetrical. It's very similar. All you have to do with the other scales is deal with the accidentals, the sharps and flats in each key. And so practice this. Get good at this. This just makes sense.